Hello my dears and welcome to my channel. As always, I am very happy and grateful that you've chose to spend your time with me and supporting my channel. Really easy. Like the video, leave a comment, subscribe, and click on the notification bell. And I hope that you are all doing well, but if not, I do hope things will get better for you soon. But if you want to forget about things for just a little while, join me in meeting Creepy Tarot. And this deck was, I got this through Kickstarter, and it was created by Stefanie Black, and it retails for $29.99 at her website, and I will link that in the description if you're interested in obtaining one of her decks. This is the only deck that she has, and it is a 5th anniversary reprint deck. And it is 4.75 height, 2.75, and the width is 1.5. And it is a flip top box, unfortunately. And there's no title anywhere. Yeah, as you can see, it's already starting to rip, and I would advise maybe putting it in another box if you can, or a bag, and labeling it on the outside. On the back, it says the Creepy Tarot deck is meticulously illustrated by Stefanie Black of Creepy. Oh, I used to know how to pronounce Kauai, I think it is. I'm sorry if I butchered that. It follows the style of the classic Rider-Waite deck, as well as other inspirational decks from around the globe. If you like monsters, demons, skeletons, and creepy imagery, this dark deck is for you. This box includes 78 cards with a 24-book booklet with simplistic card descriptions to get you started quickly. And this is her website. And unfortunately, this is a pip deck. And when I backed it at the time, it just had the major arcana cards on it. And on her website, it does have the whole deck pictures. But when I backed it, I had no idea it was a pip deck. So just let you know, I'm not a fan of pip decks. They're okay. I mean, you can learn numerology from them, but I really think it's a lost opportunity, because if you spend the time doing all of these illustrations for the major arcana, why not spend the same amount of time for the minor? And if you have the talent, why not showcase it with finishing the whole deck to where it illustrates your creativity and stuff? So I see it as a big lost opportunity. But that's just my opinion. Everybody has their own, and if you like pip decks, nothing wrong with it. But I am not a fan. Alright, so the cards themselves are average size. And reversals will be revealed because of the little skull in the middle, if you catch it. I mean, a lot of the times, even though I say reversals will be revealed, you might not even be looking at the whole back of the deck. So, and cardstock, if you're interested, it is Corliss Value Plus 350 GSM Glossy. Okay, so in my tarot videos, I do a side-by-side comparison. And the deck I'm using for the Rider-Waite is the Radiant. Ugh, this thing's falling apart. Another flip top. But it's produced by US Game Systems, and you could probably pick it up at Amazon if you can't find it on the US Game Systems, because you find everything on Amazon. Okay. So the Major Arcana has the number and the title, and it's fully illustrated. And I will also link the Kickstarter page. And on the Kickstarter pages now, you can follow the creators of the decks and then get notified of when they come out with another deck, which I think is great. I really do, because yeah, it's nice to know when they put out other decks, and you can get the early bird. Yeah, unfortunately this year I had to really back off on the Kickstarters because shipping it went crazy, and especially when it's shipping from I live in the United States, so getting a deck from overseas is, yeah, the shipping is crazy. And then if there's any duties or tariffs or anything else that's not included in the shipping, you have to pay that as well. And it really adds up. And decks have become very expensive as well. So I've had to be a little bit more mindful of the decks that I back. And purchasing any decks in general. I do like the illustrations. I really do. I really like the moon card. Okay, so that is the major. And next we have the wands. Okay. The court cards have, I think they're skeletons. I think they're all skeletons. No, they're not all skeletons, but they are, they're not exactly humans either, but they're not exactly people either. Yeah, I don't know what's the best way to put this. Creatures? Yeah, we'll just go with creatures. Okay. So in the minor arcana, you have a 2, you have the number, and then the suit. And if you're unfamiliar with pip decks, basically they will do the illustrations for the major. It's very illustrated. And then when you come to the minors, you basically will have whatever number, like this one is the 3 of Wands. You have 3 things that will represent the wands. Some people will use wands or whatever they choose to represent that card. So as you go through this flip through, you'll understand 4 wands. and it's very minimal illustrations. But that's just basically a pip deck in a nutshell. And like I said, if to look positively at pip decks, you can use it if you do accidentally get a pip deck and you're like, well, this sucks. What am I going to use it for? Well, with a pip deck, you could learn numerology. It's a great way to learn numerology because when you do go through your Rider-Waite, I guess, foundational learning, because that's the best deck to use when you start out with tarot, is a Rider-Waite or a Rider-Waite Smith. And when you study numerology, every number has a different meaning. And it's also a good way to get you to kind of quiz yourself, I guess you could say. Like, okay, like Two of Wands. It kind of forces you to think back to the Rider-Waite card, and the image will pop into your mind of, oh, this goes here. Like the image, if you use the Rider-Waite decks, these will pop into your head. I mean, well, for me anyway, when I'm looking at another deck that doesn't have the traditional illustration, these cards will always pop into my head. I will always, when I think about it, first thoughts in my head is this deck, with the guy and the Two of Wands, and he's looking out and he's got the globe. They will always enter my head first. So when you do a pip deck, you're looking at the numbers and then going, and then it pops in your head and it's like, oh, okay. So, pip decks are not really hard as long as you are familiar with the Rider-Waite deck. I think they're good flashcards. That's what I'm trying to say. Not really sure what this guy is. Not really sure what, they're ram heads, but not really sure what they are. I guess creatures, monsters, demons, I don't know. Okay, so that was the cups. Next we go on to the swords. I look forward to her next deck. I don't know if I knew it was a pip deck, I would hesitate. I would really hesitate in backing it or buying it off of her website. I would have to see the cards before I backed it. Unfortunately, I didn't. I don't know. I'm kind of torn. I think I would still have gotten this deck because I really like the illustrations. But I think that if she did more illustrations on the minors, that would be awesome. That'd be really great. Okay, and lastly, we have the Pentacles. Okay. Okay, that is the deck. Alright, cardstock. Yeah, it's really good cardstock. It's flexi bendy. So, very, very good. Okay, so the little booklet is 24 pages. We have a thank you and how to play. Basically, you can do this if you want. I always look at their suggestions on how to do that geared more towards beginners who are just starting off. Because everybody, after a while, you develop your own personal practice on how you will read your cards. So I still read it just to see if they have anything new to add. And we have the card meanings. So very short. You have an upright and reversed and the title of the card. So yeah, it's just 24 pages. And then you get into the minors. Same thing, upright, reversed. And then we have some personal notes. All right, so shuffling. Shuffling, there's no right or wrong way. And if you can shuffle with the regular size tarot cards, you should have no issues with this deck. You can do the poker rifle shuffle overhand, which is my favorite. Side shuffle, no, I wouldn't advise it because they're not wide. It just, yeah, as you can see, they don't really shuffle very well. You can also cut them, do the little different piles, collect them that way. This one I think would be a good fan if you wanted to do fan. Yeah, that's really smooth. The glossier ones seem to do a fan easier, or you can just spread them out all over your table and pick them up one by one. So it's basically however you can and however you do. All right, let's see what card wants to pop up and give a message. Ah, the Seven of Cups. And they have a little bit more illustration, but still it's 7 cups, but they do give a little bit more and this is the Rider-Waite. So yeah, I mean, I would be able to know what that means without too much difficulties. All right, 7 of Cups, upright, dreams, creativity, art, reversed, strength, stress, anxiety. Yeah, yeah, I hope she makes a more detailed guidebook. Yeah, that kind of disappointed in the guidebook too. Because I am a guidebook fangirly. I love my guidebooks, but with that description of the card, it's lacking. It really is. And people who are learning are looking for more depth to give them direction until they're comfortable with, okay, I know the meaning. And, you know, when you look at the card, it's giving you so many choices. And I honestly would have picked different keywords to represent the 7 of Cups. Overwhelmed, indecision, dreamy, you know, those kinds of things I could see. Yeah. Now the stress and anxiety for reversal, yeah, I could see that because you're anxious about your choices, you're worried that you're going to make the right one or, you know, or the wrong one. So yeah, so that's pretty much all I have for this deck. Let me know your thoughts in the comment below. And if you own this deck, just kind of add your own thoughts to it and let me know how it's working for you. But once again, thank you so much for spending your time with me, and I hope that you will join me with another video. But until next time, take care and goodbye, my dears.